Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Derek Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about boosting your credit score. We're talking about authorized user trade lines. There's a reason. I'm going to have new authorized user trade lines scrolling on the website starting in about 7 days, so you can check them out yourself. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about how to improve your credit score. So please, like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. That's right. You know, I can never forget about the merch. That's right, Emerging Millionaires t-shirt. That's right. And other t-shirts and hoodies are on the StopStrugglingNow.com website. Go see that Stop Struggling Now merchandise page. There'll be a link down below for it. Now, let's get down to the AU trade lines. You old subscribers, you already know. We've talked about it before. New subscribers, this is how you boost your credit score quickly, fast. It can be done as soon as 7 to 10 days using an AU trade line. The goal of an AU trade line is to reduce your debt and to increase the amount of payments presently on your account. Those two things account for 65% of your credit score, and when you throw in the age part, that's 80% of your credit score. So here's the keys right here. AU trade lines, authorized user trade lines. This is when somebody adds you to their credit line. Now, keep in mind, you do not have access to the credit line. You do not use the credit card. You don't have a credit card. You don't have access whatsoever. They're doing you a favor. Now, of course, you're buying it, but you got to do it. They're doing you a favor by adding you, and it's just to boost your credit score. That's the objective here. It only stays on your credit report 90 days to 120 days. That's it. So anything you do, you have to do it quickly with regard to credit. So let's start with it. All right. So an AU trade line. How you boost your credit score? Number one bucket, debt utilization. Debt utilization, once you're under 29%, then your credit score improves. If you're under 9% or less, your credit score improves even more. Ideally, you want to be somewhere between 5 to 7% of how much you owe. Basically, all your credit cards combined. If they equal $10,000, we need it to be an IOU, the amount owed on all your credit cards, has to be $2,900 or less. That's in good standing. They don't want to see over 29% on your credit cards. So that's where it starts breaking down. So once you get under 9%, your score can go up even further. Here's the other part. Your payment history. On-time payments is one. So when you got to do your payment history or on-time payments, you want to be at 100%. But let's just say for the sake of argument, you miss a payment. It is disastrous because you could lose 50, 60, 70, 100 points just off of one missed payment. Even though you have 11 accounts and all are paid on time, that one missed payment can reduce your scores by 50, 60, 70, 100 points. It's incredible. So that's why I'll throw in the other part. The reason why I mentioned 10 or 11 accounts is it matters. If you only have 2 accounts and you miss a payment, now your on-time payment reduces to 50%. In order for you to get that back up to 98, 99%, because that's back in the green, how long is it going to take you when you only have 2 accounts and you can only make 2 payments a month? That's going to take you, to get up to 90%, that's going to take you about 6-7 months in order to get back to just to be at 98, 90% on your credit score. So therefore, if you have more trade lines, including an AU, and your own primary trade lines, the more trade lines you have, the better, because if you had 10 trade lines and you missed a payment, you'll be down to 90% on-time payment history. But then, soon as you make all 10 payments next month, you'll be up to 95%, and then the following month, you'll be back in 98% territory. So that's why it does matter. The more accounts you have on your credit report, the better. There's a lot of people running around here saying, well, I don't need credit. I just pay my own cash only and all this. Well, this ain't 1950. All right? Cash is not king. This is why there's so much debt going on in the world. This is why we're in this recessionary situation, because debt is king. Because people can buy everything, whatever you want can be loaned to you. As long as you qualify for that loan, you can buy it. And in the case of a recession, they start reducing what you're going to need to qualify for a loan. And the next thing you know, they start taking people with 600 credit scores to buy a house and put down no money. This is what happens. So anyhow, back to the credit. So when you got your on-time payments, that's 35% of your credit score. So that's why you want a lot of accounts, no matter what they are. It could be Credit Strong. It could be Self-Lender. It could be My Jewelers Club, New Coast Direct, Hutton Chase, Ox Publishing. It could be a secured credit card from Discover or Capital One. But no matter what you want to do, you want to get to 10 accounts minimum. And they're all different type of accounts. So therefore, that's a good thing. You need a credit mix. That helps out your credit score as well. Now, age. We got to talk about age here, right? So not only, this is why an AU trade line can help you out greatly, because let's say your age is only 2 years old. You could get an AU trade line that's, let's say, 10 years old. That will have 10 years of on-time payments. That will boost your credit score up because now you got your on-time payment history right. Age, instead of 2 years, you just increase it to 4 to 5 years. So that helps you out because ideally you want your age to be 7 years. All right? It's that simple. So the closer you can get to 7 years for your average age on all your accounts, the better. And this is why sometimes people say, hey, can you get me an AU trade line that's 20 years old? Because they're trying to get that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years of payment history and age on their account, which is 80% of your credit score. So see how simple that is, ladies and gentlemen? That's what an AU can do for you. You don't have to do too much. And then quite frankly, the new AUs that I'm going to have, the price is going to be a little bit lower. Why? Supply and demand. There's still a lot of people demanding, but the supply, it's not that many anymore. So here's what's going to happen. Down in the next 5 to 6 months, a lot of people have hit me up because they say they want to buy a house right now. And I got news for you. When you have 60 or 70 million people laid off or fired, somebody's going to start selling their homes. Somebody's going to say, hey, you know what? I need that $100,000, $200,000 equity that I have right now, because housing prices might start going down when 5 people on the block are out of work and they're saying we got to get out of this. And now home prices start going down. You don't want to be in that boat, but yet here's what's going to happen. Like Vegas is shut down right now. How many homes in Vegas do you think are going to be in foreclosure after about 5, 6, 7, 8 months from now? Prices will start going down. So patience is a virtue in this case. You don't have to go out here and buy a house right now or in the next 2 months or the next 3 months. Why don't you just watch and wait and see what happens? Because you could actually buy the same house you're looking at for right now for $100,000, $200,000 less than what it costs right now. And there's plenty of houses available for sale. Don't get confused. People try to talk you into this nonsense about they only build so many homes, they only build so much land, there's no more land left, all this crap. Don't be a scared consumer. Just be a consumer that says, I know what I want and I know the price that I want. If something right now costs $400,000, in a year it might be $300,000. And in the meantime, you can build up your credit score. That's what you should be doing right now if you can. If you're laid off, if you're sitting around, if you have the wherewithal to build your credit score, that's what you want to do right now, because don't be confused. When there's a downturn in the economy, they raise the requirements normally. So what will happen is right now you could have a 680 to 720, get a decent rate, a mortgage rate, interest rate on your mortgage. But if things go sideways, now all of a sudden that 680, they want to have a 4% interest rate on it instead of a 3.6. This is what happens. And then they'll start saying, hey, you guys down here with the 600 credit score, you can get a loan too, but it's 7% for you. And then those guys that have a 750, they say, hey, don't worry about it. We got you. 3.3, 3.5%. Come on down. This is how they do it. So this is why you should be taking the time to build your credit like I've been telling you for the last year and a half. And now, everybody, it's coming home to roost. Some of you said you had time. Some of you figured, I'll wait until later. Well, it's later now. And the 1%ers, they got something for you. That FICO 10 is going to be coming out. It's going to be unveiled sometime this summer officially, but I don't anticipate anything to be actually going forward in all seriousness for about 7 to 10 months after that. So sometime in 2021, I expect them to really start enforcing it. So in the meantime, you can build your credit scores up because the FICO 10 is going to go back 2 years, 24 months, and they're going to treat authorized user trade lines as if they don't exist. So you're not going to be able to boost your credit score up that fast, that quickly. So that's why right now, in the next 60 to 90 days, this is what you should be thinking about, building your credit score if you can do it under any circumstance and get many, many different accounts as long as you can pay it, because your on-time payment history is going to matter. And that's what you need to count on right now. And I know it's hard out here, but I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here because recession has shown its ugly head. The COVID-19 has shown, the pandemic has showed up, and death's door has showed up. People are all affected all over the world. There's going to be a whole economic slowdown all over the world because of this. There was one already on the underground. They were making it look good. But now you can't hide the fractures in the economy. Now it's real. Now you have to start your own business. Now you should be looking for funds. You should be looking to start your business. You should be looking to get that business credit built. Now you have to do it. But don't be scared. I'm here for you. You can always hit me up at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.